You're listening to the RM Podcast, the official podcast of Red Moon Productions. Here are your hosts, Brandon Davidson, Keith Cheatham, and Sean Sebastian. Enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of the Red Moon Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Davidson, alongside our normal new host,
Sean Sebastian.
And, he's grumpy.
Pouty face.
He's grumpy on Thanksgiving, Mr. Keith Cheatham. Why so grumpy?
I don't think that's a grumpy face.
It reminds me of that puppet from, what's his name?
I don't know why, but from the side, when you make that face, you look like your dad.
Oh. Wow, that was very...
I don't know why.
Oh, man. I like that.
I don't know.
Actually, you look kind of like Del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Okay.
I didn't think you looked grumpy, but you.
I don't know.
Actually, no, you did.
It makes my lip hurt. It's kind of sore.
Well,
now.
don't do it.
You do the.
It's like that's a muscle. You don't
You're
really
gonna
use
need
that
those
often.
lips someday, Keith.
Like, I don't have practice.
He looks like. Well, do it again, real quick. Whoa, that was a different. He looks like that puppet.
Walter.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. See.
yeah.
Yeah. What's the
Jeff
guy's
Dunham.
name? Jeff
Dunham,
Dunham. Looks
yeah.
like that puppet.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out.
But we're not saying that this week on our Thanksgiving episode.
No.
Welcome to Red Moon. We are thankful to have viewers.
Even on this taped episode.
Right.
That's right. All the stuff you
Really?
just saw, the headlines. Yeah, that's what's going on in the film industry, but we're not going to talk about it.
No, we don't care
because we don't know what the headlines are yet.
No.
Until next week when we post.
honestly, we're just here.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're
Yeah.
here enjoying our Thanksgiving with our family.
I'm sitting at
While
home.
this is airing.
We're at my parents' house,
Mm-hmm.
shoving
Turkey
food into
and-
my mouth, into my gullet.
Dressing.
And I'm just 10 miles away doing the same thing.
And I don't know where. Oh, I'm at Wendy's and Chips. That's what it is. I forgot we're going there this year. My
He doesn't even know
sister-in-law.
where his
forgot.
family's gonna be for Thanksgiving.
Well,
Well,
he said he doesn't see his family very much. So.
Oh.
That's true.
I think his mom needs to send us another
Yeah.
email.
What's her name? Barbara?
Barbara.
Evelyn.
Better-
Barbara.
Barbara Manatee.
They're coming to get you,
Her name was
Barbara.
Barbara.
They're
She
coming
needs to-
for you,
Evelyn,
Barbara.
you need to send your son a text and tell him to come visit more
Oh,
often.
don't
Yes.
worry. I get them all the time. And
Right.
Wendy's
Message
already
your-
texted me and said, hey, bring some Coke and some Hawaiian sweet rolls. So
Oh,
that's
That's
what
a
I
good
got to
combo.
Cocaine and Hawaiian sweet rolls. You're gonna have
Yeah.
a good Thanksgiving.
bring.
Awesome.
I'm telling you.
Just snort it right off the top of that
Nothing
loaf
better
of bread.
than a
And then
Hawaiian sweet roll covered in Coke. We do have a great episode planned for everybody this week. So we're going to dive right into it with our film review. Probably the only, well, no, we got some other movie related topics, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is a really good movie, so I think we should jump right into it.
Go for it.
All right, here it is, our review of Jojo Rabbit. Oh, wrong button.
World War II films are not in short supply in Hollywood. While some are better than others, each try to be unique and offer an aspect of history not displayed before. When it comes to the subject of the Holocaust, films such as Life is Beautiful and Schindler's List have fully shown the evils and compassion humanity is capable of. Very few directors, though, have taken a comedic approach, and for good reason. Yet this year's best war movie does exactly that. Not to belittle the gravity of what happened, but to make relatable something that is already a true nightmare. Directed by Taika Waititi, Jojo Rabbit tells the story of young Johann Jojo Betzler, played by Roman Griffin Davis, a 10-year-old boy growing up in Nazi Germany. Jojo is a part of the Hitler Youth program, but is ostracized for being young and timid. Luckily, he has his imaginary friend, Adolf Hitler, to console him. But soon, Jojo learns that his mother, Rosie, portrayed by Scarlett Johansson, is hiding a young Jewish girl named Elsa, played by Thomasin McKenzie. As Jojo and Elsa's relationship grow, he comes into conflict with what he's been taught by his country and what his heart tells him is right. Jojo Rabbit is a bizarre, dark comedy with a lot of heart. Taika Waititi is brilliant in his approach to Nazi Germany through the eyes of a child who grew up there. Using irreverent humor to tackle serious matter could be off-putting for some, but in context of the film, contrasted with the more dramatic elements, Jojo Rabbit manages to highlight just how ridiculous yet malicious bigoted hatred truly is. With stellar performances from Roman Griffin Davis and Thomasin McKenzie driving the heart of the story, and Scarlett Johansson providing a beautiful vein of compassion as a mother trying to do her best to raise her son amongst the evil and instill good in him while the world teaches him otherwise. Jojo Rabbit may not appeal to those who can't get behind its jovial depiction of such a dark situation, but those who go in with an open mind will be moved to tears. There's plenty of hate in the world, and a single person can't take it on alone. But each act of defiance, no matter how small, makes a difference. All we can do is whatever we can do. A timeless lesson. I give Jojo Rabbit 3.5 out of 4 stars.
There you have it.
You have it.
3.5.
3.5.
3.5 out of 4 stars. That was an excellent,
Yeah.
excellent movie.
It was. That was one of those movies where you see the trailer and you have this.
Well, if you see the theatrical trailer.
Yeah, if you see the
Yeah.
trailer, though, you have this idea of what the movie is going to be, and then you go see it, and it's not that at all.
Well, I told Brandon, like the one they showed in all the theaters, yes. But if you watched any of the other trailers, or at least online, they actually show a little
bit more.
So it was kind of weird because it's like anybody who sat in theaters and saw a trailer probably thought this movie's just going to be this off the wall.
It's just
like,
a satirical bashing of the Nazis.
That's
and-
exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was something. It was a satirical bashing, but I also thought, in a weird way, I wasn't sure what angle they were playing because of how comedic they made Hitler.
Yeah.
I could see a lot of people getting offended, thinking, "Oh, this is some kind of like."
Well, I also
I
thought
thought
they
they
were
kinda
going
thought
to
it-
in
tie it
context,
into
it makes perfect
current
sense.
political.
Oh,
I thought they
yeah.
were going to drive it to like current political
Political
stuff.
affairs.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
get that from the
hate
trailer
and
at
all that
all.
kind of stuff, going to war on hate.
Well,
and all
yeah,
that. So
but I
I was
mean,
like,
I
yeah,
didn't-
but somehow or another they're gonna compare it to what we're going through now, because I mean, obviously everybody thinks our president is a Nazi or Hitler, and I mean, I just thought
No,
like it's just
I
something
did-
silly, but they never went into anything other than this like amazing message that they
Yeah.
were trying to. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just Taika Waititi had stated like when he decided to do this movie that like he knew it was a serious subject matter,
Yeah.
and he wanted to like because he did an interview afterwards, and he said
Yeah.
he wanted to make something impactful and good, but at the same time still have like his quirky sense of humor. And he said he wanted, within context, it makes sense, which I agree. And he said he knows there's a lot of people that are going to see the trailer and think, they're going to be offended or not want to see the movie because they think, oh, well, they're making light of serious subject matter. But like he said, when you actually see the movie
Yeah.
in context, especially
Yeah.
Hitler, I know you said the goofy hit, but in context, because in the movie, that's
Oh,
Hitler,
yeah,
that's
no,
Not
no.
really Hitler.
He's the
it's-
little
it's
boy's
in his
imaginary
mind.
friend.
Well, and I mean that was my hope. It was
Yeah.
just in the way the trailer, like kind of like what Sean's saying, with today's cultural, background and the way that they try to water down things that have happened before or serious things that it's just like here we are, almost. I mean, how many years since World War II ended? And it's like 50 plus years, and yet. It's like, at what point do you get to where you're so detached that it doesn't sink in the severity of what we faced?
Oh, that happens.
And-
People
and-
think the Holocaust didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's I mean,
Iran.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're the only ones that think it didn't happen.
And so,
But-
but that's the thing is, like, in my mind, with the way Hollywood has a leftist bent, I wasn't sure if they were going to try to make light of Hitler and this goofy character. Not so much that it wasn't so much that I thought they were going to make light of the Holocaust or World War II, but I thought they were going to try to water down the severity of what Hitler stood for and what his regime did.
See, I agree.
And that was what I was afraid of
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
first saw the trailer.
And I think what I meant when I was saying that they were going to kind of tie it into what were the political climate and everything now is I thought they were going to water it down, but then make it a comparison of kind of like some of the rhetoric that our
Yeah.
president tweets out and some of the things
I
that
thought they were
everybody's.
going to go the
I thought
Spike
they were
Lee,
gonna- yes, yeah, just something-
Klansman route.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Exactly.
But see, they never
Yeah.
did, and this is one of those movies that really surprised me. Like
It's a
Get
beautiful
Out.
movie.
Get Out's trailer threw me completely for a loop. Like I saw the trailer, and I was just like, God, this is going to be like such
Well, there were some that would argue that it was. So some people took it two different ways. Some people do think it was more political than we took it.
Yeah,
then,
but I mean,
so-
I went and saw Get Out and thought that was a pretty fantastic movie
Yeah, I
too.
agree.
But I didn't like when I saw the trailers and you see the cop get the guy out and it's like all this racial thing, and I'm just like, that wasn't what I got from that whole scene in the movie at all.
Right.
And
Bait
it was
and
just
switch.
yeah, and it was I like that. I like being surprised. So when I went to see this funny, quirky movie, yes, there's those moments where you're just like, gosh, like it's funny because of how terrible those people thought. Like that, what they thought of the Jews was so just stupid and
Right.
ignorant, and they
And
make
that's-
fun of that ignorance to a certain extent.
And that's what I liked, because it really is one of those things where it's like it's funny because of how sad.
You're like, how did these
true it
people
was.
actually believe this?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how did
Yes.
they actually worship this idea?
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea. And it goes into any. I mean, I would almost consider them to be a cult, but like any kind of a cult that has this weird belief, you're like, how do you believe? Like Midsummer, how do you believe that jumping off a cliff
Yeah.
is? I mean, I
And
don't.
the frightening thing is people
People
buy
do.
into
They
it.
buy-
do.
yes,
I mean, as the term goes, they drink the Kool-Aid.
That's
Well, I
right.
mean,
and it's
yeah.
like that's what happens when you
The
have people who
Holocaust
are
did
lost.
happen.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
whole country literally
Yeah.
turned to Hitler, thinking this man's going to
Well,
turn this country around and make it. But I was about to say great again.
They
not
did a
to-
good job of
not to
showing too that there were Germans that didn't agree with
Yes.
it, and even they were treated like the Jews at certain points. So they were exterminated because they didn't fall in line.
I mean,
with
I'll be
everybody
honest. The
else's
movie
belief.
made me cry.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's much more
absolutely.
than just the
well, I was gonna
irreverent
ask. I was gonna say it
comedy.
because
I mean, it's got
the way you all described it to me too, without giving anything away, because I have yet to see it. But you all's endorsement of it definitely gave
Yeah.
me like this is one movie that I know I joke around all the time. Like, oh, I'm gonna go see that one. This is one I'm
Oh,
going
you
to see
need to
before
see
theaters,
this, yeah.
before it leaves theaters. Because to me, what I think is important about this film is the fact that again you see the absurdity to which people will lead.
Absolutely.
But also I think
will follow. Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
follow
Yeah.
someone, but also I think it's also to show you the humanity of how impressionable we are when we are at a loss and we're willing to cling to anything.
What spoke to
and
me?
I think
Sorry, I was just
No,
saying.
no,
What,
go
what spoke
ahead.
to me most of anything, not just what you were saying. What spoke to me, and I think Sean would agree, is that the main point they drove home was that, you know, as long as you do what you can do, like it doesn't matter how small, how little, if you do whatever it is that you can do to help, to stand against the evil, even the smallest bit does make a difference. And the movie showed how the actions, just one simple action from somebody was able to save somebody else, even though it may not seem like much, it could mean a life, which is a lot to that person. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you used the word impressionable, and that's one of the things that I enjoyed the most about the movie was the little boy and how he imagined the Fuhrer being. Like he has this Hitler that's like his imaginary
He's a
friend, so to
superhero,
speak.
basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's like they look up to him, and it
Yeah.
just shows you that one of Hitler's angles was to reach the people at
Yes.
the youth at their
Exactly.
young age so that they could indoctrinate them
Exactly.
young. And this little boy is such a, I mean, he is that exactly. He has been indoctrinated. He is going through these.
And
He has these thoughts about Hitler that are so false and so
right, but it's
childlike.
all what has been imparted
Fed
into
to
him.
him.
Well,
Yeah.
children are
Fed to him.
innocent, so
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
believe. You know, it's like you tell this kid these stories about how amazing Hitler is and how he's
Yes.
saving the world, and this little boy believes it. And it's not until he begins to witness things for himself that he begins to learn. Well, what I've been taught doesn't match up with what I'm experiencing.
But then some of the adults that they introduce in the film too, like the Gestapo guys that come around from door to door, it's just like you can see, like again, the way he does comedy and the humor is great because you do laugh, but it also shows you that these grown men were also indoctrinated as children, and even as adults, they still have a belief in Jews having horns and a forked, and a pitchfork, and I mean, he painted them out to be the devil.
Yes.
Like, I mean,
Demons,
he said
yeah.
they're really demons. When they take off their hair, they have horns under there.
Yeah.
And all kinds of weird stuff. But these grown-ups believed it too. At least some of them did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's because at a young age, they were also in the little Hitler youth camps.
Yes.
And growing up with
I mean,
all
it
of that.
it really goes to show you the length of which and how demonstrous and how evil his reign was
Yeah.
in Nazi Germany. And the fact that this world that he was creating was... It was literally to create this atmosphere that he was a god.
Yeah.
And everything he said and imparted to the people
Yeah.
of Germany was to be believed and believed, as there was no other
And I mean,
other a doctrine.
And I'm
that
not
you
going to
could believe.
spoil anything, but one of my favorite scenes actually comes at the end when like America actually prevails and they're coming through and they're trying to free people. And when you first see America, because again, most of this movie is kind of from the boy's perspective, and he's still learning, you know, Hitler's evil, and this is so when you first see it, like the boy's idea of America is that's the enemy, these are the evil people. But then as it kind of comes through, it twists to like this symbol of hope.
And I was just the little fat kid.
Yes,
Love it.
he's hilarious, and I love that because it's like here it is. Like at first, it's like these are evil people, but then it turns into like a symbol of hope, which America always is in World War II movies, even though people want to try to deny that now.
And
but
it's amazing though when those guys run through carrying the American flag and putting the flags everywhere and stuff. That it is a symbol of hope.
It was a symbol of that they're
Freedom.
liberated.
Yeah,
So-
freedom.
Exactly. True, unindoctrinated freedom.
Yeah.
Exactly. That they are
America.
liberated. Yep. America. America. Nothing better on Thanksgiving holiday.
right there.
That's right. Hold on. Let me get a shot of that while you're drinking your American cola.
Wave that flag around.
Oscars waving.
But no, Jojo Rabbit I thought was a spectacular film.
Yeah. Neil thought it was great too. He
Yeah.
went and saw it and was sending us text messages saying,
Yeah.
"I can see why you said those things." So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Definitely worth checking out.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's why we had 2 reviews, and I know I pushed this one back. We were supposed to review it last week, but the reason why I did push it back was because I thought, as kooky and crazy as the film is, for it to be surrounding, the message itself to be surrounding the thought of, not only
And it
America and
has-
freedom,
it has
but it has a
family-
family-oriented
Oh, yeah.
message.
But it
And I
has
thought,
family
yeah.
themes in it too, because
Exactly.
there's themes about him and his dad, and then of course his mother, which plays a major role, and his sister, and there are like
Yeah,
definitely.
speaking of his mother, I think Scarlett Johansson. This was one of the
Best
best
roles.
performances I've ever
Oh,
seen
yeah,
from her.
she
Like I mean,
knocked it out. of
Black
the park.
Widow's amazing, and some of the other things she's been under the skin and all that stuff she's been in. Like, but this was awesome. Like I really, and Sam Rockwell is Sam Rockwell. Like I haven't seen him
with a
do-
German accent.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's very
really?
bad
Yeah.
German accent.
It's Sam Rockwell with a German accent,
Yes.
but it's
No
great.
way.
Yes.
Yeah, but now her accent I thought was amazing. Like she did a
Yes.
really good job. Yeah, Sam Rockwell's was kind of bad.
She was an
but
amazing
Sam
character,
Rockwell.
and I really, if this movie got any kind of
To
like
me, that's
Oscar
just like
attention,
Inglourious Bastards with, Lieutenant Aldo Rain.
Yes, with, oh
Killing some
crap.
Nazis.
And I want my scalps.
That's how
Well,
Sam
that's like-
Rockwell. He's it's not a very good
was
accent,
very
but
overdone,
but
yeah.
it's perfect. Like it's
Yeah.
perfect for his character.
Yes.
because he was supposed to be this larger than life character, so it worked for him.
Perfect. But definitely worth checking out. Jojo
Yes.
Rabbit, 3.5 out of 4 stars.
I concur.
Fantastic movie to go
It
check
was-
out.
yes, it
And
was-
especially this Thanksgiving weekend, if you got a chance and it's still out in theaters, go check out
It's
Jojo
one of the better
Rabbit.
movies of this year for sure.
It's
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
one that I will buy and rewatch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of picky when it comes to like war movies because there's so many and some of them are kind of like just meh. So when there's a really good one, like I mean, I just kind of like I love them.
And
Yeah.
the funny thing is, it's not really a
No,
it's not
well,
really
it's a
war
Holocaust movie.
It's a Holocaust
Yeah.
movie, but it is done in a
Yeah.
completely different way than
Anything
Oh,
else
yeah.
you've seen
Private
before?
Ryan and Schindler's List and everything else that's
Yeah.
come before it. It is
Yeah.
just off the wall, but
It
it's
is very
amazing.
unique.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right, fantastic. Well, moving on, we are going to talk about some headline. Well, actually, our topic of
What's
the week
the
is
headline?
not headline. It's actually, what are we thankful for in the movie industry this year?
Oh.
How about it, guys? What are you thankful for?
Just
What has
this
happened
year, or
This year.
okay.
That's all we're
What if I don't
limited.
have anything I'm thankful for this year?
Oh, come on. There's got to be
Everything's
one thing.
just terrible.
And it's got to be the film industry.
this year's just awful. Nothing
All
good
right,
happened.
I got
this year.
one.
Go for it.
If you say Endgame, I'm gonna slap you.
No. It is in game, but there's a specific
It
reason.
dethroned Avatar.
It freaking beat Avatar, and that's what I'm thankful for.
Avatar
for 2019.
You know, actually, I agree with that. Avatar did go down with the terrible. Both of those, like the Iron Man with the when he like congratulated them,
Yeah.
and the Titanic one was just poor. Taste.
that was
was terrible. It's like
I was saying, we're talking about Jojo Rabbit and how it could be taken wrongly, and I'm like, freaking James Cameron tweeted the Titanic sinking. Yeah, 100+ years later.
Yeah.
But basically is like, well, you sunk this ship
Well, I
again.
mean, I guess he figures everybody that was on it's dead, so
it was in poor
they either went
taste.
down with the ship or
I
died
was like,
of
that
old
is
age.
terrible.
It's like, well, yeah, James, you're the captain of that ship, so you went down with it,
Yeah.
buddy. And it's like, we're not looking forward
You
to
know what I'm
Avatar
thankful
2.
for? I'm thankful for Martin Scorsese, despite his snafu. I'm not thankful for Coca-Cola though. He's terrible.
Oh yeah, Coca-Cola's awful.
Oh man.
What about you, Sean?
I'm actually. It sounds kind of funny, but we've bashed Hollywood for years about
We
just
always
the
do.
about just the politics and the hypocrisy and all that.
Uh-huh.
But I really feel like for at least the second half of this year,
I agree.
I feel like Hollywood has starting.
They chilled out.
They've laid
chilled
off,
out.
yes.
They've starting to make some good movies that don't have all of these just overly just crazy political undertones. I feel like
They've
a
started
lot
making
of
cinema again.
cinema. Yeah, no joke. Film.
Imagine that.
I feel like some of the celebrities
Not
and
these damn
stuff are
superhero movies.
yeah.
Joker's a comic book movie, and I would argue it's a work of cinema. I
But
mean,
some
it
of the
was good.
celebrities and stuff have just been even getting to the point where they're kind of starting to be vocal and say, some of this stuff is just stupid.
Yeah, even
Yes.
they are,
Like,
starting to get.
So I just
tired
feel,
of
I
it.
don't know. I'm kind of thankful that maybe things are getting back on track.
Maybe the
And
Oscars this year we won't have some huge like political
I
controversy.
hope not.
I hope
I
not
hope
either.
not. I do hope that Leo or Brad gets an Oscar this year.
Oh, for Once Upon
For
a
Once Upon a
Well,
Time.
so I am
Yeah.
thankful for Tarantino's latest film. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was a good
Actually,
one.
I will say that's what I think I'm thankful for. Joking around, I said Martin Scorsese, but I will say I am thankful that yes, we still got Endgame, which I love, and we got major blockbusters. But I think this year really had some really solid, like independent and
Yes.
smaller films.
Yep.
I mean, Yesterday was amazing.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit.
Blinded
was
by the Light.
Blinded by the
Blinded
Light.
by the
that
Light was
great.
amazing. I did The Farewell. That was really good, which I know you all haven't seen that yet. There has been a lot, I felt like, this year that I was just like, I'm glad. Oh, Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh,
Terrific.
yeah.
I feel like there's been a
Jeez,
lot of
I kept
smaller.
feeling like there was one more
Yeah.
that really stood out.
Yes.
I don't want to
the
say
name
too
of the
many
movie.
more on those movies though, because that's December. That's
I know. I
we're
know.
gonna get there
Yeah.
end of the year. We're gonna do our favorite.
Well, I just want to
movies
say
of
that
the
I'm
year, yeah.
thankful because every year I
Yeah.
feel like when Oscars come around, like I don't really know until they announce them, and then I have to catch up. This year I feel like there's been so many good ones, and I finally feel like I'm kind of ahead of the game for once.
True.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree.
There's been
What-
some really bad ones that I'm thankful for too, just because of the
yeah,
laugh.
but yeah,
Yeah.
Like which ones?
I mean, man, like The Lion King.
Yeah, The Lion King was
That
bad.
one wasn't even like so bad. It was funny though. It was just
That's true.
I got
It
no
was just
entertainment
bad.
out
Yeah.
of that one. I don't know.
Lady and the Tramp was terrible. I agree. It was terrible. Like Disney Plus
The
is not off to a
dogs
good
look
start with that one.
They don't look real at
We
all.
just saw the trailer tonight for
Call
Call
of
of
the
the Wild.
Oh, I saw that. No,
It
but
looks
then
so
there
bad.
was this dog
that doesn't even look
then I met
real.
Buck, and he likes to. Sorry, no,
Screw.
that's a better
Yeah.
movie.
No, that's what it
He
is.
likes to do
Likes to
it.
Screw.
Yeah, that's the TV ad. He's like, my name's Buck, and I'm here to screw. And I'm like, it sounds.
Yeah.
They're always terrible.
It's not even his voice. It's just like some guy in the sound booth. It's like
There
say
is
screw.
another good movie that's coming out in December.
Star Wars.
Mid-December. No, I'm
Yeah.
even more so. I'm looking forward to this. We were talking about political movies, but
Yeah.
it actually has been getting some good
You
press.
talking about the Fox News movie?
No,
That's what I thought he was going.
Bombshell?
well, we know that one's going to be just the media's
It's gonna be
gonna
a bombshell.
praise
Yeah.
that one.
I think that's a CNN film.
Yeah.
Fully funded.
Yeah.
Fully funded by MSNBC in a partnership with CNN. But no, it's actually the media has been trouncing on it, of course, because it kind of plays a bad light to them. Clint Eastwood,
Oh yes.
Richard Jewell,
Yes, I
is
do wanna
coming
see
out,
that.
and the trailer dropped.
Where they like try to like frame him
Yes.
for the bombing. Yes,
Yeah,
I do
for
want to
the-
see that.
Oh yeah,
The
we saw the
Atlantic-
trailer
yeah,
when we went. I forgot what.
I've seen
movie.
it twice now.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit. I think it was
Yeah, we
attached
saw it at
to,
Jojo Rabbit. Yeah.
and it was attached to Doctor Sleep when I saw that. But
Okay.
yeah, it looks.
Yeah, it does look good.
There's been a couple. Like when I went and saw Doctor Sleep, there were a few that I was like, wow, like where are all these trailers coming from? They
Yes.
look good.
Well, it was the same thing when we went and saw yesterday.
Antlers?
And there were
Antlers
so
is,
many attached to that.
It's a kind of a horror mystery film being produced by Guillermo del Toro, and it looks amazing.
When does that come out?
I think
Holy crap.
at the first part of 2020, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But it looks awesome. I saw that when I went to see Doctor Sleep, and I was like, this looks awesome. And there was
Well,
a couple
and
others.
unfortunately, Cats isn't
Yeah.
releasing until the beginning of next year.
I'm thankful
so
for that.
no
Oh,
Oscar
what?
chances for Taylor
They said
Swift.
they couldn't release it in time for an Oscar nom. It's like, well, that's because y'all knew it wouldn't get
Wouldn't
any.
get one.
Yeah.
It'll probably still get some Razzie noms. But no, I think a lot to be thankful for this year in the film industry. So it's been a good year. 2019 has actually been a good year, and I think ultimately due to what Sean said, because cinema has returned to doing
A
what
little
it does
bit.
best.
They're getting back on track. I don't think
Yes.
they're there yet, but
They're just shutting up and making
I'm
some
hopeful.
movies.
Right. They're actually just talking about the art of the film
Right.
and actually releasing film that is worth seeing.
And
And
Kanye got
ultimately-
saved. I mean, it's a lot to be thankful for. This
2018 or 2018, 2019 is a crazy year.
year. Yeah, it is.
It really is.
Yep.
I mean, Jesus is king.
Joe Osteen saved him.
Him and that prosperity gospel.
I know.
I'm
And you
telling
know
ya.
what? You know what? Epstein. People won't let. I would say people won't let it.
waiting.
People
I
won't-
was letting drop it, man.
People won't
Just
let it
drop
go,
it.
but maybe that's you know what? Maybe 2019 is the year that Hillary gets caught because they're not letting it
Yeah.
go.
I don't know.
They won't let go.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Epstein did not kill
My
himself.
favorite was the
Just
one I
saying.
sent you all, where they're like Hillary's complaining that Trump's going to fire all these people. It's like, well, that's what you're supposed to do, not murder them. I love that meme.
So true. All right, guys. I think now that we've settled on what we're thankful for in the film industry,
Yeah.
maybe we should move on to our relationship segment.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above and a thing called love.
Oh, Keith,
Show
you
me
didn't-
the money.
That's how you get love, right?
Money.
That's right.
The Quan.
The Quan. Tell me, I want the Quan. I want the Quan.
Show me the Quan.
Show me the Quan. No, we're moving into now what we're thankful for in terms of our memories on Thanksgiving. What is our most cherished and favored memory on Thanksgiving? That's our relationship segment this week.
This is a memory because I don't personally remember it, but it's on home video, so I'm counting it. Because my dad and my grandfather both used to like record. They used to have the sit on your shoulder VHS
Oh, yes.
recorder.
Yeah.
Oh,
They both
yes.
had one, and my uncle Ricky, they all had one. So we have all kinds of home videos, and we used to make fun of my sister all the time because when she was a child, her kids are the same way. They'll eat everything in sight, and she was like that when she was a kid. Like she just,
just thinking,
she just-
what do they eat?
I mean, you lay it down on the table, it's gone. No, but she used to be like that when she was younger. She loved to eat, and there's a video of her while my grandmother's still preparing dinner and everybody's in the living room. She's like probably 4 or 5 years old, the only person in the dining room, sitting at the table, just sitting there waiting, like not saying a word. She's just sitting there at the table, ready to go. Like I want my Thanksgiving dinner, and I laugh every time I see that because we used to give her such guff about that all the time. That, and there's one where my uncle handcuffs her to the chair because my uncle used to always do terrible things to us when we were children. He used to put on this werewolf mask and chase us around the house.
Dang,
with
oh
it,
my
too.
gosh, my cousin Davey
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did the
On
same
Thanksgiving?
thing. Not on Thanksgiving, just in general.
Just
okay.
anytime, anytime. Like he would, because the werewolf mask stayed at my grandmother's, and he would put it on and just scare the crap out of all the kids.
Yeah.
And it's like adults just apparently they.
I love scaring my kids.
Yeah,
you
they
know.
love
Oh, I love
terrorizing
it.
him.
I love it.
You love scaring your
Andrew,
father-in-law.
I can get him I can get Andrew to I can get his hair to stand up. I can scare him to
In
death.
Sean's defense on Rick, I mean, he can make Rick's
Anything.
hair stand up too.
Yeah.
So anything.
Well,
I can
I'm
give
sure
Rick a
Rick-
heart attack.
You wait.
I don't go for the hair. I go for the heart. On Rick.
I've seen Facebook videos.
Yeah.
They're great.
You wait 15 minutes anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He's asleep anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And then boom, you just wake him up
This
like
time
I
next
love
week
going-
I'll have videos of
I
it.
love going to the movies with Rick though because it doesn't have to be a scary movie. If
Oh,
it has
nothing.
loud sounds like big booms,
Yeah.
he'll
Oh!
jump.
oh,
You could have some really traumatic
He
scene.
jumped when we were seeing
Midway,
Ford v.
No.
Ferrari?
Ferrari.
Oh yeah,
Jumped
yeah.
over something. I
Because
don't
how
remember
loud
what it
the
was.
Midway wasn't loud. The sound when
No,
we
the
saw that
sound
was
sucked in
terrible.
there. I think it was because of all the old people. I think they
didn't
turned the
wanna hurt
volume
their
down
ears,
because of all
which
the old
is
people.
stupid. That's when you wanted the loudest. They can't hear anyway. I mean, come on. But Sean, yeah, what about you? What's your favorite thing?
It's really it's kind of hard for me to remember because I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. But
Yeah.
I think it was the Thanksgiving. But we were having dinner at my in-laws' father's house, like the grandfather, and the woman that he was married to, she used to wear like a lot of makeup. And I remember, like, when we went to see the Joker, I told you the story.
Yes.
But she literally walked into a plate glass sliding door
Oh,
and left a face print of makeup, like lipstick, eyeliner, and the whatever that goes on the face. What's this stuff? Compound or whatever.
I
Like it
guess,
looked
yeah.
like flesh and then green, like green eyeliner and then the red lips. So it's straight up like the Joker. But she was like, she went in to get something out of the kitchen and she was bringing like rolls or something out to the little patio where we were sitting, like on the sun porch.
Yeah.
And she literally did not know the door was shut and walked
Oh,
smash
man.
face right
Oh,
into it.
no.
And we
Man.
we laughed all night over that. And like I think she got hurt. But I mean, I'm surprised she didn't break the window. But she walked right into it. And me and Neil and Amelia and Hannah and their cousin Carly, like literally couldn't eat because we were laughing so hard.
It's freaking like the Grape Woman. And she's just standing up there smashing grapes on YouTube, and you're just like, oh.
Like,
And
I
then
think
they
she's
cut
really
back
hurt.
to the anchors, and they're like, ooh, I think she's really hurt there. It's like you can't help but laugh at it.
I mean,
it's just
that's
too
already
good.
funny. Like I love watching people do it on YouTube, but when someone you know that you really don't like anyway, because nobody really liked her, and then when she smashed, I mean,
But one of
Terrible.
my fondest memories going into, because I consider you all part of my family. I mean, you're my closest friends, and I mean, I'm thankful for my friends and family. I consider you all part of my family.
Oh,
but
we were gonna hit the
one of-
cheesy moment
no,
at some
well, I'm
point.
just
Aw.
but I'm just saying one thing, that because we were very close, at least with like Valley Station Baptist Church, like all the
Yeah.
group of friends we had and
Yeah.
everything, and I remember us doing the Thanksgiving breakfasts up there, like
Yeah.
the youth, and like we'd go in, like I know your dad,
cooking
my
with
dad,
the old guys.
yeah, your dad, my dad, me, Dave, you, like we cook breakfast and stuff, and I remember that vividly every year, like doing the breakfast, and and my family still, like we do breakfast on Thanksgiving morning. My whole family comes over because we don't do it at the church anymore.
Yeah.
But we, like, my mom and dad make breakfast, and everybody comes
it,
over,
Keith.
and I know I'm about to too. I'm fighting. But it's just it's just one of those things that as time goes on and you remember stuff. But those are memories that I'll never forget.
My grandfather was he was a ham guy.
Yes.
They had two
Bring in
kitchens
the
at
ham?
that church, and one kitchen was the oldest guys, and they would just sit and scrape the fatty stuff off the ham
They made
and put it in a skillet, and then
Country ham.
they'd
that's
make us
salted.
kids, they'd make us younger guys come down and pick up the trays and run them up to the other kitchen to serve them. But they would always stay, there's just certain guys that always, every year, they were the ham guys down in that one kitchen just drinking coffee and laughing and cooking ham. And, yeah.
Yeah. Good memories.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one to top that. I can't top
You ain't got
that.
nothing with your family?
No, I mean,
Gosh.
look, it's kind of, I'm not even going to try to top it. I can't. And mine's more of a generic one. It's just, it's kind of like what you said, Keith. We got to the point. Oh,
Me and
there's
Sean
still
over here-
going.
me and
We're
Sean
over
over
here
here
still
sniffling.
tearing up. Oh,
Stand
man.
bring it
I
up.
got water in my eyes.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh,
I think it's the smoke.
that's what it
Cigar
is.
smoke from
That's-
earlier.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's exactly what it is. No, I just remember it wasn't until a little bit later when I started kind of getting into film that I would record our Thanksgiving dinners.
And I've seen some of your
I was
recordings.
gonna say, so I kind of enjoyed the fact that I got to record my family on film, and I'd walk around with the camera and of course annoy everybody because
Yeah.
when you're in freaking middle school or early high school, it's like you're not as
The best recording you have is for Christmas.
yeah
Putting up the Christmas tree.
Oh.
My horsey. We'll share that story on,
I
on
want to
Christmas.
see that.
yeah, and I just get slapped.
He gets
furiously.
his dad bops him in the back of the head. That's great.
Yeah,
man.
I don't remember it that way.
That's why he doesn't understand Arrival. Knocked something loose when he was young.
Oh, that movie still.
He
sucks.
didn't hit him that. He didn't hit him that hard, but it's still great.
Did he ever hit Chip?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh.
Well, he was much smaller than me, so he did it. We were always younger. We were
Yeah.
little bratty kids. No, but I just remember watching or going back and watching some of those videos of Thanksgiving. But what I love is, regardless of what the videos capture, we used to just have the tradition where my mom was the one who cooked Thanksgiving dinner, and we'd have all of the side of my mom's side of the family, my Aunt Wanda, Aunt Kay, and my Aunt Linda, and all of our siblings and our cousins come over for Thanksgiving. And it was the one time where, you know, I'm young enough and I would probably complain about doing chores like the night before, because it's like you get out of school and you're on Thanksgiving break, you know. But it was like I remember just trying to rush through my chores just so I could like run upstairs and just play a video game or something. But, you know, I'd get done doing my chores, and then it was like the rest of the week was just the weekend was vacation. It was like I'd play video games till 2 or 3 in the morning, go to sleep, wake up, and then mom, of course, is stressing like getting everything done with the turkey and all the food and everything. And then you've got like my family coming over at 5, and it was the time when you could sit back and actually enjoy. Like my mom, of course, looks back on it. She loves it, fond memories, but it's different for her because she's in the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, having to cook everything.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
And so I just love the memory of when we had that family Thanksgiving and everybody would come over. And it was like, you know, sometimes you have people who come over and visit on Thanksgiving
that you don't see for like
you don't see, but also like some people, it's like you jump from a house to house to house, and like a lot of people have many different places they got to go on Thanksgiving, just like Christmas. Christmas was like more that for us. We jumped from house to house. For Thanksgiving, it was like, no, people came over to our house and they stayed.
Yeah.
Like they came over and they would stay till like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't like people came over just as like a little stop and then they head to the next place. And I just loved that because I was like, it was welcoming, and it was like people would come over, and
that's how my grandmother's
that's
was
what I loved.
until she passed away, and then like everybody stopped getting together. And
it's a shame that happens.
That hurt
but yeah,
too,
like when it's like there's always that one person that kind of is the glue
linchpin
that holds the family together, and when they're gone, then things kind of fall apart. So,
and I mean, and it sucks. It does, because I mean, my fondest memories are going to my grandmother's for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and my mom for years tried to have that at her house, but people just wouldn't. Like some people did, and some people still do, but it just never was the same. People just weren't willing to travel and go. So I mean, and it stinks. When that happens, but I mean, it does.
But then again, that's always more reason for families,
but that's
new
when
families to
start,
carry on the new traditions.
Yeah, you start new traditions and you carry over old traditions, and I mean that's just part of starting your own family and growing older. And I mean, the memories are still there, but then you get to make new memories with your new family members. So make memories with you guys.
Right.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You're gonna start a little family.
No, a little gay family, little gay. What is it? Not it wouldn't be monogamous, polygamous family. That's what we're gonna be.
This took a wild left turn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ruined all the sentimentalness, didn't I?
Polygamous.
Polygamy. We're having some polygamy.
We're having. Gosh, I'm done. I'm done. This is ridiculous.
You started it.
Oh, why did you do that?
I know I did.
Okay.
Me and Sean were over here crying, and now we're talking about
polygamy.
But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
say
wrong
there
with
was.
that at all.
That's what I'm thankful for.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I
Praise
need them.
Jesus.
I need them. And I'm thankful for this show with you guys this year.
Absolutely.
And thank you for
I am
everybody
thankful
out
for
there
Red
tuning
Moon.
in to our show each and every week. We couldn't do it without you all.
Yeah, show us how thankful you all are that we're here. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you don't, we may not be here one day.
Exactly. And you know what you could do to show us that?
What?
Give us a little love by sending us an email.
What is love?
And you know what email they could send us to? No more.
Not at the
They could
Roxbury.
send us an email at rmpodcast@redmoonproductions.com. Right there. The bottom of your screen. That's right, Sean.
What kind of sorcery is this?
Amazing.
rmpodcast@redmoonproductions.com.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
That's it.
RM podcast at Redmoonproductions.com.
Did you get that, Keith?
.com.
He's doing the face again.
RM podcast at redmoonproductions.com.
See, he is a grumpy old man.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for this week. Guys, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving out there.
Happy.
I am one of your hosts, Brandon Davidson, alongside our normal new host,
Sean Sebastian.
And
Keith Cheatham.
we wish you and yours a very happy Thanksgiving.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. For more reviews, previous podcast shows, and everything Red Moon, visit our website, redmoonproductions.com. You can also like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for Red Moon Productions, LLC. We'll see you at the movies.